I'm back with the next part of the Peasant to Emperor series, and last time we found ourselves in a war with the Aserai. We marched south, we even marched with the High King Caladog himself. We fought side by side and we managed to take a castle from the enemy. After taking the castle, we marched over and defeated an army of 1,000 Aserai. We now have almost double their strength and we need to keep up this momentum. We need to keep it going, we need to take down the rest of them, and we need to take their land. I think the main battle strategy is going to focus around controlling this area. If we can funnel the enemies through this point and keep them back, we should be fine. I mean, there will probably be a few armies that might try to make their way through Empire territory and they will flank behind us, which is going to be a little bit of a pain and it will slow us down, but the bulk of them I reckon would cross here. So that's where we're going to focus. This castle only has 170 defenders and it's on the border of the Aserai. So if they do make a move, it's probably going to be to retake it. So we need to watch out for that. But otherwise, our main goal is just going to be taking down the Aserai. There's nothing else to say really, and they're forming another army. Can we put a stop to him? I probably shouldn't have chased him into the castle though. He's come back out of the castle and this is probably going to be his downfall. We're to the south of him. We can force him north into our armies. Hold on a minute. He's trying to run around me and our teammates got him. We won't need to get involved in that battle. I mean, there's over 500 of them to take him down. But that's an army they were in the middle of assembling, which will now be disbanded. This guy here is going to attempt to form another army, so we're going to chase him into the middle of nowhere. We need to be careful though, because when the other lords answer the call, they will outnumber us. But now they're chasing me. Well then, how has this happened, eh? Should we intercept before any more reinforcements arrive? So I guess here's a quick breakdown of the situation. We have one army with 500 soldiers trying to take this castle. The bigger one of almost 1,500 is going for the settlement. We have intercepted an army that was currently in the middle of forming and they have 175. There's also a lord with 100 soldiers on the way to join them and form a bigger army. So we've managed to cut off the main army and if we can, maybe we'll go for him next. But we're going to take down these two. It should be straightforward. They outnumber us, but we have the power bar, which means their units are probably mostly recruits. I assume the enemy are going to play defensive, but they will send the horse archers to attack. So we're just going to wait in a shield wall formation for the horse archers to arrive. But the archers should be able to deal with them. There's only two. The rest are sitting back there. Come on, men. There are two of them. Alright, they seem to be backing off for now. Meanwhile, the bulk of the enemy army is up on a hill waiting for our arrival. So, we won't keep them waiting for long. Forwards, men. Archers. Fire, men. Fire at the enemy. If they're not gonna move, we need to scare them out of their formation. And it looks like we've done the job. Infantry, form a shield wall. All we had to do was kill one guy and the enemy instantly abandoned their position on the hill. The cavalry is gonna be a bit of a concern, I think. Oh my god. They're throwing javelins at us, men. Damn Aserai. I didn't prepare for this. I assumed the cavalry was melee cavalry. I have a guy with a giant axe trying to cut my head off. We're losing a few soldiers and they have flanked our shield wall. We can't afford to suffer too many casualties. Just hold, men. Hold formation. Don't break rank. The enemy is slowly making their way through. There's a lot of axemen in this army, which is causing a bit of a problem. Especially when they have giant executioner axes. Right, the shield wall, I think, has managed to hold. Damn, Aserai, man. I don't know how many soldiers we lost in this battle. But it is over now. We have defeated the enemy and the Aserai banner has fallen. The only problem is, I'm gonna have to wash my cape. Ah, man. I hate getting blood in my cape. I don't think we're going to be able to catch the other lord in our current state. We're going to be overburdened with all of the loot and the prisoners. So we're probably going to have to make our way back to safety quickly. I would wait until we take that settlement, but there's 500 defenders, so it's going to be a while. But we did just get a Steam achievement for defeating an army with your party alone. Not bad. Not bad. I mean, as far as armies go, it's probably the smallest one we've ever had to deal with. But it was still technically an army. We have made it back to the battlefield and the castle has fallen. Our allies have taken it, which is great. The settlement is still under siege for now. But it shouldn't be too much longer until that falls. But we are going to have to find someone to take down. Hold on a minute. That's the king of the Aserai. Where are you gonna go, my friend? You have trapped yourself. I will not allow you to escape this time. The last time we met on the battlefield, you killed all of my men. You stole all of my belongings. You shackled us and left us for dead. And it is only fair if I return the favor. And the Sultan himself stands across the battlefield from us. He has more soldiers in his army than we do, but the quality of those soldiers are poor. They stand no match against our Fian champions. If we take a look here, they're mostly recruits and tribesmen. He has an army of 120 infantry, barely any ranged, barely any cavalry, so we can sit back with the archers and we can probably eliminate most of them before they even reach the infantry. It is going to be an absolute slaughter for him. I assume the mounted archers are going to launch their first attack and we're on the other side of a hill, so we may as well wait for them to arrive. The rest of them are probably going to sit back in a defensive position. Alright, mounted archers, I don't think you realize what you're in for, my friends. The moment you come over that hill, may be the last thing you see. Unleash hell, men. Do not allow them to go back over the other side of the hill. Never mind, I think my soldier's aim is about as accurate as mine. We've managed to take down one of them. Well, I say we. It was my men. We did nothing. Oh, actually, they've done it. There we go. And now we advance on the enemy position. I assume the Sultan is one of those two horses back there hiding behind the infantry. But we are going to have to march all the way across the battlefield. It's going to be quite the journey, but once we arrive, we'll eliminate the army and all will be good in the world. The men are about to get into position. I've told the archers to hold fire for a moment because as soon as we're ready, we're going to unleash everything we have in one go. The archers are going to start firing at us, but just hold the shields up, men. Hold the shields, and archers, fire at will. Eliminate the enemy. No survivors. I don't think the archers quite got the memo. I said no survivors, men. Infantry, you can form a shield wall. The enemy army is now on the move. We haven't eliminated as many as I thought we would. I'll be honest, the archers have let me down a little bit. I thought we would have eliminated the enemy by now. The cavalry is on the move, but there's only about 10 of them, so I'm not really concerned. But which one of you are the Sultan then? I assume it's you. You are my target, my friend. I have faith in my soldiers, so I don't need to fight in the front lines with them. I'm going straight for the Sultan himself. He will fall to my weapon. Whether that be arrow or blade, I will kill this man. Alright, never mind. Ignore everything I've said. I wanted to kill the man. Never mind. We just headshot the Sultan. I mean, he should have died. A headshot, an arrow to the skull with the kind of weaponry we have probably should kill a man. But it's good to know that he did in the end fall by my weapon. So we need to be able to sell our battle loot and ransom our prisoners, and the settlement across the sea is just too far away. It'll take us too long to get there with the speed that we're moving. There's an enemy army as well, but we're going to assist our allies in taking this settlement, because if I don't assist them, I fear the auto-resolve is going to force them to lose too many casualties. They'll probably win the battle, but in what state the army will be in at the end of that, I don't think it'll be too good. So we're going to join in with this siege attack, and then we'll have to decide our next move. It looks like our allies have a siege tower, a battering ram and a trebuchet, and there'll be ladders on the right side instead of another tower. So they've done a pretty good effort in trying to take this castle, well, this settlement, but I think there's just too many defenders and the sheer size of it is proving to be difficult to get in. And that's why the Gwaggles clan have arrived. Our range superiority should allow us to take down the enemy defenders and make a gap for our allies to attack. The Fian archers should hopefully be able to take down most of the enemy defenders. Assuming there's even any of them on the battlefield right now, that is. We need to be careful though, because the Aserai do have ranged troops of their own that are actually pretty decent. Oh. Well, that was a spine buster if I ever heard one. What was the damage, lads? How many of you got crushed by that rock? Oh! And again, doesn't sound too good if I'm completely honest with you. It sounds a little too brutal for my liking. The enemy infantry is arriving now, which means we're getting close to attacking them. The ram is almost at the front gate. Oh! The crunches. You can hear the spines break under the pressure of the rock. But the infantry are now making their move, which means we should hopefully be safe from catapult fire. There shouldn't be any more catapults to hit us, I don't think. I'm just going to provide cover fire, help the men get inside. We don't have many arrows left, but we're going to try and make every one count. We need to try and kill some of these infantry, I think. If we can pick off some of them, it'll open up a gap for our men to get inside. And they're retreating. The enemy have broken formation. This is great for us. Or have they? It looks like reinforcements might have arrived. And it's time for us to enter. We've run out of arrows, so we just attack. What's going on, men? What is the current situation here? It looks like the current situation is that the Aserai are getting absolutely slaughtered. There's nowhere for them to go. There's some ranged troops trying to retreat from the wall. We're not going to allow that. We could get some more arrows. Maybe we just run in like we're Legolas or something. Start shooting everyone we see. Hang on a minute. You survived. There we go. How'd I miss that one then? They're still using the catapult, so we should probably put a stop to that. There's still some archers up in the tower, which we need to get rid of. How did some men just get crushed by a catapult? Why are you still in range of the catapults? Also, why am I not putting a stop to the catapult? They're right next to me. I think they're trying to either retreat or retake the catapults. I'm not entirely sure. But whatever they're doing, we're gonna kill them for it anyway. But I think we're pretty much done. There's just 1 or 2 soldiers remaining, and this settlement is ours. It is time to ransom all the prisoners and sell all the battle loot, so we'll do that now. We got 11.5 for the prisoners, and if we go to the battle loot, execute the sheep, kill the cow, and we should be good to sell everything, unless there's any horses that we've just discovered that I need to lock. Nope. Alright, and sell. That's an extra 35,000 gold. So this time around, I decided to ransom the Sultan because we are starting to run low on gold, but now we've got a nice buffer to work with, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. But what do you think of this idea? Do we start executing the enemy lords? If our goal is to become Supreme Emperor, we need to kind of speed things up. It's going to take us too long. If we're only going to get like 1 castle or 2 castles out of every war, we're going to need about 50 or 100 wars until we actually conquer all of Calradia. So do we start executing every lord that we capture? It'll start thinning the enemy numbers, it'll make attacks a lot easier, and once you've executed them all, I'm pretty sure their land just goes to someone else. So as we're eliminating the kingdoms one by one, their land will slowly transfer to someone else until we're the only ones remaining, which means it has to transfer to us. But I think that's going to be the only way we're going to get the Supreme Emperor. People will hate us for it, don't get me wrong. The world will start to dislike us if we start executing everyone. But that is our goal at the end of the day, to conquer the world. I don't really care about doing it fairly or doing it in a good way or anything like that. The sole goal is to become Supreme Emperor, and if I have to start taking heads to do it, we will. But what do you guys think? Is that something we should actually look into doing? Or is there actually a valid reason why we should not do that? I think for the remainder of this war, I will at least ransom them until I get some decisions from you guys, and then we'll decide where to go from there. But yeah, I am starting to heavily lean towards taking heads. So unless someone has a valid argument, that may be the direction we're gonna go. But there is an army of 500 here now, so we're just gonna wait for a moment. I'm not too sure where they're gonna go. And they're going straight for the castle, it seems. Hold on a minute, they just awarded the castle to me? Why me? I don't want that castle. It's on the other side of the country. It's away from all of my territory, and I can't become the Warden of the South as well as Warden of the West. And to make matters worse, the enemy army has just marched on that castle. So now I have to defend it with my life since it's now mine. Damn you, Caladog. Oh, speaking of Caladog. What's he doing down here then? Has he just come to pay the war efforts a visit? Does he want to see how his armies are doing? But we are going to join our teammates in taking down this army, since this castle now belongs to my clan. Alright, we're right next to the enemy. The cavalry has now engaged. They're going to probably cut down most of us, which isn't good. Infantry, I'm going to need you to form a shield wall on me, men. Form up. Come on, soldiers. Fight as one. We're going to have to somehow push through the enemy infantry while there's a load of cavalry running around trying to kick me in the head. Damn cavalry, man. I think if I ever become like Emperor of all of Colradia, my first act will be to eliminate all cavalry. Going forward, everyone will only be able to fight on foot. Right, infantry, you may as well charge, man. I don't really know who's left, if anyone at all, really. It looks like the battle is pretty much over. I didn't really manage to accomplish anything, but we did manage to get 20% of the loot, mainly because of my archers. Without them, this battle would have been pointless and a waste of time for us, so I thank you, men. I wonder, it's time to vote for the new owner of the settlement. Who's that gonna go to? Because that's what I want, ideally. I mean, well, to be honest with you, I don't really want this one. It would have been nice to have had one up here next to the Vlandians, since I am Warden of the West. Or I mean, any settlement will do me if it helps with our gold issues. Let's take a look. Okay, so it's equal vote-ins. It's a third to each person, but with my influence, we can turn the tide. It is now my settlement. Unlucky fellas. Well, I don't know how we've pulled it off, but we are currently the owner of 5 castles and 1 settlement. I wonder if it's because we married Caladog's daughter. Is he treating us well for that reason? Or are we just really lucky right now? It looks like we have another Aserai army outside my settlement. They're going for one of our armies, which recently disbanded, which means that our men are disorganized, so they're easy targets. But Caladog is making his way over, and we're nearby. We might be able to put a stop to them now. If we all band as one and ambush them, there are 700 of us fighting 560 of them, and there's 6 enemy leaders in the army. So that's 6 more prisoners that we can stop from raising armies of their own. I've left the infantry behind this time and only brought the archers with me. I didn't see the point in bringing them, because if last battle is anything to go by, they weren't really useful. By the time we actually arrived, they didn't really manage to accomplish much. So I've just told the archers to tag along. We're going to get into a nice position where we can see the entire enemy army. And we're just going to form up and fire at them, I guess. And hopefully we can inflict heavy casualties and get a good share of the battle loot. But the men are forming up now. Unleash hell, soldiers. Unleash hell. I'm not really seeing an awful lot, to be honest with you. Ow. Okay, I didn't see that come in. Where'd he hit me? He hit me in the head? What'd he hit me in the head with? We should probably focus. I shouldn't get distracted by someone smacking me in the head with something. We haven't really managed to kill many. I'm hoping my archers are doing a really good job right now, because they are going to be the deciding factor on whether we get any battle loot from this or not. Well, actually, we're picking up pace a little bit now. We've got a... Oh, shot an allied horse. You know what? Maybe we're better off engaging the enemy in close combat. Maybe that is where my specialties lie. One thing I will need to change, I'll need to go into the settings and see if I can minimize the kill feed. I think you can change it so it only shows symbols instead of names. Because when you get into a battle like this, the kill feed starts taking up half your screen. And it's a bit of a pain. Actually, I'll see if I can do that right now since the enemies are fleeing. There we go. The kill feed should now be minimized. And we don't have to worry about it taking half my screen anymore. But the enemy are in a full retreat. This battle's over. I just shot someone for 69 damage. And all is good. We didn't suffer any casualties because I only brought the archers with me. And the archers actually did a pretty good job again. If we take a quick look at the war effort right now, we have knocked their strength down to 4,000. We've inflicted over 3,000 casualties. We have 22 of them locked up right now. I mean, what else can we do to win this war other than basically just taking all of their land? We've already taken 2 castles and a settlement, although that being said, the big armies have begun to disband because people are starting to run out of influence, which means our attacks are probably going to start slowing down. We're not going to be able to be as aggressive as we were when the war first begun, but we are winning this war for definite. But I don't think it's going to be long before another kingdom declares war on us to try and take advantage of our current war. I mean, the Northern Empire are at war with someone else, so that's fine. The Khazate are at war with the Empire, and they're on the other side of the world. It looks like the Western Empire is in an absolute free-for-all right now, so I don't think we have to worry about them. They only have 5 towns and 3 castles left, and since they're at war with 3 different kingdoms, I'd be surprised if they suddenly pull a quick one and start a war on us. Southern Empire is at war with Western, Sturge's at war with Western, and Vlandia's at war with Western. So currently, every faction is in a war. There's no one who's at peace right now, and for that reason, I can't see another faction attacking us. Would another faction realistically start a war if they're already fighting one? In which case, I think our war with the Aserai is probably going to go on for a bit longer. I don't see it coming to an end anytime soon. But I'm afraid that's all we're going to have time for now. But I do need to look into ways of speeding this up. It's just not going to go quick enough if we do only take like 2 castles at a time. There's got to be a quicker way to conquer the enemy. Maybe we befriend everyone and see if they're willing to like desert their current clan and join ours. But either way, we got to come up with something. Whether that's through friendly terms or just killing people, we got to speed things up. Otherwise, at this rate, I'll still be doing this playthrough when the DLC finally drops. And that's no good because when the DLC drops, we need to be sailing the seas as a Viking. But as always, a big thank you to the channel members for your continued support, and if you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, and until next time, see ya.